I like me a good mystery, whether it's in literature, media or video games, and today we're going to be looking at one in the latter with Detective Instinct, Farewell My Beloved, a mystery visual novel in a similar style to games such as the Famicom Detective Club games. This game also draws some clear inspirations from the Alfred Hitchcock film The Lady Vanishes, which in itself is based off the book The Wheel Spins. As a heads up, there will be late game footage in this video, however this will be out of context. The game opens with a man arriving at a hotel. The same man then seemingly falls from a hotel room to his death while a figure watches and then vanishes. From there, you play the role of a male main character you can name who is an American college student studying English literature. You're currently on a study trip in the fictional European country of Andreka, alongside your mentor and friend Emma, as well as your teacher Professor Martin. While trying to sleep, you're rudely interrupted by a police officer who intends to arrest you for the murder of the man at the start of the game, before a detective confirms that he had the wrong room. You get some information from the detective, introducing himself as Detective Daltrey, and go outside where you meet up with Emma and Professor Martin. After the professor goes back inside, Detective Daltrey comes up to you and he decides to let you and Emma have a look around the crime scene for a fresh perspective, given that the two of you are literature students. The following day, you board a train to go to London so you can fly out. The train ride is a 3-day trip, and while on the train, Emma approaches you clearly distraught. Emma had met a person on the train and had a drink with her, and as she was tired from the previous night, she goes to have a nap and offers to meet with the woman for lunch later. However, the woman never arrives, and nobody on the train seems to acknowledge her existence. Detective Daltrey has also boarded the train as it turns out that there was another murder, and the victim was connected to the man from the hotel. The detective is acting on a hunch and thinks that the train is connected to the two murders. Thus, your investigation into the missing woman on the train begins. But, is this game any good? Find out in The Good. I really liked the visual presentation of this game. While playing through it, the user interface reminded me of the Famicom Detective Club games, mainly the remake of the second game for the Super Famicom/Super Nintendo, not to be confused with the remake of the series for the Nintendo Switch. The game also has a very distinct art style and it makes excellent use of pre-rendered 3D backgrounds. While the artwork looks great and has that retro feel to it, the beauty of it lies in the fact that it looks even better when using a CRT overlay to emulate the feel of playing it on an older monitor, like a game from back then. For these examples, I used a third-party program called Shader Glass, which you may be familiar with when I covered Terminator 2D No Fate. The shading on the characters look more natural, and I do like how it naturally blurs the edges, especially with the pre-rendered backgrounds. Later on in the game, as you're navigating the train and it's raining outside, the CRT effect makes it look even better. While the game does not have its own CRT filter or effect in its options, it's definitely something I would recommend checking out with Shader Glass, though the game looks absolutely fine without it. I do like the game's story. Without spoiling too much, as I mentioned earlier, the game draws inspiration from the film The Lady Vanishes as well as the book The Wheel Spins, from which the film is based off. Both of these titles involve a character meeting a passenger on the train who disappears with nobody on the train seeming to recall the existence of the passenger. Similar to the film, there's also a couple of sports enthusiasts as passengers on the train, though in the game there are golf enthusiasts as opposed to cricket ones. The game has some pretty colourful characters and I liked getting to know them over the course of the train ride. While there were parts of the story I could see from a mile away, the game did have a couple of twists and turns which I didn't account for and really liked. While there are a couple of murders in the game, I really appreciate how the main focus isn't on the murders, but just simply acknowledging the woman Emma had seen on the train exists, and what had happened to her. After all, the two of you are just college students and not detectives or attorneys. With that though, the game's not perfect, so let's talk about what I didn't like in The Bad. I feel the game could have done with some more puzzles. While it's not completely devoid of them, as there are a couple of puzzles that you have to solve late game, though the last one is more of a multi-choice thing, I think some more could have added to the game. The story is very linear, and there are no consequences for getting things wrong. It's generally just a matter of trial and error when speaking or investigating in order to proceed, much like the games this one is inspired from. One puzzle involved having to open a lock with a number combination, and the hints are provided to you so it wasn't overly too hard nor was it too easy, which I think strikes a comfortable balance. The only one I thought seemed a little out of place was the mental golf, which doesn't really affect how the story goes, though you do get some unique dialogue if you can get a mental hole-in-one from mental golf. Overall though, there isn't a lot for me to complain about, so let's wrap things up with the opinion. Detective Instinct, Farewell My Beloved was a game I enjoyed reading through. It was a good way for me to kill an afternoon, if you excuse the pun, and I really liked its visual presentation and story. I think some more puzzles probably might have helped pad the game a little more and keep it from being too straightforward. In terms of the visual presentation, I can't stress how much better the game looks if you do simulate the CRT look via shader glass, so I recommend playing the game that way, though this may not be for everyone. I really did like the story, and I do hope that we might see more in the future. It was a fun ride all things considered. If you enjoy games such as the Famicom Detective Club games, the Portopia serial murder case, and the Hokkaido serial murder case, the Okos disappearance, this game would be right up your alley as I feel it's visually and mechanically inspired by those titles. With that though, it's time for my rating. I would give Detective Instinct, Farewell My Beloved, these bags of golf clubs out of 10. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for the next Infinite Backlog review. If you enjoyed today's review, feel free to like, comment and subscribe for more. You can check out our other videos or follow us on X, Instagram and Facebook. Once again, thank you for watching.